What's up, guys? It's John with National Sports Entertainment, and I wanted to go with my official pick for tonight's Game 3, Denver at Miami. And I went over in my last video that this is, in my opinion, the hardest one to call for any series. Game 3s are never easy. For the mere fact, you're switching up home court, and a lot of times, in this case too, you have a 1-1. So it really... I think it's even more difficult than the game one. But I don't have too many qualms because we've been doing really well, and I think we're going to ride the streak. We're just last several games we've been nailing the NBA. Maybe it's, a coincidence. Maybe it's because it's the finals. I don't know. It could be because, we have a good read on the Heat. We have been doing really well on them dating back all the way to the Knicks series. So let's go ahead and pick the game. First thing that I like to verify, and I already looked into this, but I figured we'll look into it again, of course, is Tyler Hero. And as you can see, he's not playing, which I absolutely love. And to that I ask, why would they move from -3.5 to -2.5 upon the news that Hero's not playing? I do find that a little bit odd. And this is the closest to even odds Nuggets are going to get all series long, okay? So I have a feeling after this game, it'd be pretty ridiculous if, just imagine, like, the Heat win, which is what I'm thinking, and then they move it to, like, -4 Denver. But I could see them doing something like that. I don't know why I could. Not to mention, Hero's coming back in Game 4. Don't love it. I like the Heat tonight. I think the Heat win. The confirmation is Tyler Hero not being in. It really is. If he had returned, then I'd be really tossed, to be honest, and I wouldn't be sure who to pick. But I do like the Heat to win because of the spread. Hero's out, and because I think they're winning this series. They haven't won a couple in a row at home. So it's a great way for people to say, okay, well, he don't really a great home team. I like Denver here. So I expect a Heat win. And I think they're trying to establish a couple things. One, it's almost like they're going to make Joker the MVP in a losing effort. I don't think that happens. But Jimmy, I said this before. Skip keeps pointing out, we haven't seen playoff Jimmys in 7 games. Other people are pointing out, we haven't seen playoff Jimmy. I genuinely think games 6 and 7 are going to be his games. I think almost every game up until then, it's going to be another guy and Jimmy. So in game one, I think it was, I could be wrong, Gabe Vincent and Jimmy. Or it might have been, Bam is really the guy, but I don't really count him. I'm talking about playmakers, guys who are going to shoot the ball, all those things. But one of those games, it was Gabe Vincent. Against the Celtics, game 6 or 7, it was Caleb Martin, Max Strus. I think this game, it could be, let's just say, maybe Duncan gets more minutes. I think there's going to be a guy almost every game that outscores Jimmy, and Jimmy's going to be the number 2. What this accomplishes is, again, where's playoff Jimmy? And then he shows up in game, 6 and 7, something of that nature. But also this narrative that Joker should win MVP and what should happen, right? And it also forces the narrative that, hey, every game, it's Jimmy helping because of Jimmy. Another undrafted, and because of Spoelstra, because of Pat Riley, the culture they keep talking about, another undrafted guy is going absolutely insane. So we've been nailing almost every part of this. As far as, we've been picking over-unders well, too. So, I don't want to just pick them every single game just to pick them. But, gun to head here, I would lean under. I have a feeling the Nuggets are going to look very sloppy for the first time. I think they want to start showing the chinks in their armor. Hadn't really seen them, but we did see it in Game 2 with them blowing a lead. And another thing I was going into, Mike Malone. I was going into how they're pitching him as like a strong coach, but almost like, again, the football coach, like the high school football coach who's just like extra hard on the kids. And they're like, all right, come on. And that's what he's reminding me of. It's not as much tough love as it almost is almost like ungratefulness, the way he's coming across in his press. I'm not saying it's on purpose. I'm not saying it's anything. It's probably just his attitude. But sure enough, they're planting seeds at it. Oh, Spoelstra's got confidence in his guys. Malone's guys are playing more out of fear. Like, these type of little sound bites aren't an accident. And again, I just don't think you don't have Spoelstra finish it off. So with the lines being beautiful, we're getting plus odds. We're not getting 300, but I'll take 125, 126. And very appealing for the Nuggets. I mean, I don't see people not taking the Nuggets here. I think people's logic is going to be, nah, the Heat aren't getting 2 in a row. And, it doesn't matter if you're in Miami. They don't play that good in Miami. Something interesting for those who believe it's real. If you do believe it's real, then you should love the Heat even more. Again, as somebody who traveled, I just went to Vegas. I didn't even go to, I'd been to Denver before, but my last trip, I went out to Vegas. And when I came back, it took me like a month to readjust to the grueling Florida temperature. The freaking 92% humidity. That's on top of 100 degrees, by the way. So it's like 100 degrees with 92% humidity. The fact that you're so much closer to sea level, the air is much thicker. It's really like Denver, but the polar opposite. So, for people that think, oh, it's real, these guys going from Denver, and they've been out west for a while now because they've been in the Western Conference Finals, now going to Miami should really take a toll on them. That you should see these guys just not looking themselves now. Again, I think it's fake, but I'm wondering if that's going to be an issue. You're talking about two polar opposites as far as environment, as far as the weather, as far as the humidity, the elevation, almost everything is polar opposite with these two teams. So I find that interesting too. But yeah, nothing too crazy. Love the Heat tonight. And it's on 6-7. I wonder if it's a little clue. Maybe the winner of this game is going to win games 6 and 7, which I also think the Heat are going to do. And that would be interesting. So, again, not much for the numbers, but I do find it interesting when they line up. So we'll see what happens there. They're talking about Jimmy a lot. They really are. I can already see it, by the way. Like, I can envision the picture for the people that are wondering why I like the Heat so much. Because the way they're showing Jimmy, oh, Jimmy's favorite song, oh, Jimmy likes the Spice Girls, oh, Jimmy's awesome, he does this, he's Batman. I could see him standing on top of the Rockies with a championship in one hand and like a joint in the other, or a cigar maybe because it's ESPN, with the sunglasses on or something of that nature, or a Batman costume. I'm telling you, when he wins, they're going to have a picture of him standing on the Rockies. Now, that sounds oddly specific, but to me, this is just how obvious they are. These are the kind of things they do. So anyway, I don't want to ramble too much. Just again, love the Heat for the money line here. I think they go up 2-1. And I'm hoping we continue our basketball streak, because it's been downright sick how good we've been doing. And again, we've been off before, so I'm not saying, we're never going to be wrong. But when we're on a hot streak, I certainly like to ride it. So for anybody that wasn't sure, I wasn't sure myself. I was leaning Heat. Wanted to see Tyler Hero out. Kind of hoping he just stays out the rest of the playoffs, to be honest. Maybe returns for like one game. I don't want to see him come back in like game 4, because I just have a feeling then they might not play the same. We might start hearing about that. But luckily for now, he's not playing, and I think we're going to have a really good game. So Heat money line. Take care and happy earnings.